What I've done with the Book of Enoch is offer a completely original interpretation, one that nobody has presented before. And the reason it matters beyond the Book of Enoch itself is that once you see this text differently, all of Scripture starts to shift. Everything reads differently. The key to that shift is this: the Watchers are the planets. I had heard about the Watchers prior and wondered about it, but I didn't feel the urge to do a deep dive at the time. What changed was the pandemic. I wanted to get to the root of where this end-of-the-world idea came from, and found that the main apocalyptic text was the Book of Enoch. I decided I needed to sit down with it properly, for myself. Before I ever opened the text itself, I watched all the documentaries I could find. There were plenty of them on YouTube. Whatever was explained in them did not come close to what I would later discover on my own. Then I came across Christopher Glynn's audio reading. His gorgeous British accent and the dramatic background music made it easier for me to listen repeatedly. When I first approached the Book of Enoch, I came to it the way I think most people come to Scripture, assuming it was divine communication, that everything in it had to be referencing some holy truth. I would understand it a little differently after a few years of pondering. Let's start with this verse from the text. First, Enoch chapter 6 verses 1 through 6. And it came to pass, when the children of men had multiplied, that in those days were born unto them beautiful and comely daughters. And the angels, the children of heaven, saw them and lusted after them, and said to one another, Come, let us choose wives for ourselves from among the children of men, and beget children. And Simjaza, who was their leader, said unto them, I fear that you will not indeed agree to do this deed, and I alone shall have to pay the penalty of a great sin. And they all answered him and said, Let us all swear an oath, and bind ourselves by mutual imprecations, or not to abandon this plan, but to do this thing. Then they all swore together and bound themselves by mutual imprecations upon it, and they were in all 200, who descended in the days of Jared upon the summit of Mount Hermon. And they called it Mount Hermon, because they had sworn and bound themselves by mutual imprecations upon it. The text takes you on a journey into the heavens. You feel as though you are walking through the cosmos with Enoch himself. Inside that cosmic journey, you arrive at the story of the Watchers, the descent, the daughters of men, the sexual union. Beyond the question of the story itself, the basic question I had to sit with was this: what are the Watchers? Who or what is being described here? The daughters of men are clear. Those are human beings. But who or what are the Watchers? Many people think they are aliens or fallen angels or demons, without knowing what those terms actually mean, without knowing their etymological origin. We eventually find out from the text itself what they are. Within the text, Enoch uses three terms interchangeably: Watcher, fallen angel, and demon. Once I noticed that pattern, the identity of all three began to surface. They are not three separate categories of being. We will talk about this again a little later. The first real light bulb moment for me came inside the cosmic journey. As Enoch is walking you through the heavens, through its different compartments and portals, the text brings you to a particular place and describes what is there. Here lie the fallen angels who defiled the daughters of men, and it describes them as 7 burning mountains. 7 burning mountains set apart from all others in the heavens. Those are the 7 classical planets of the ancient world. Planet, which is originally a Greek term, and it translates to the wandering stars. Are the Watchers the planets? The text uses 3 separate names to describe the beings that transgressed their order and defiled the daughters of men, applying all 3 to the same act, the same beings, the same order. Here is another excerpt from Enoch. First Enoch, chapters 19 and 80, verse 7. And Uriel said to me, Here shall stand the angels who have connected themselves with women, and their spirits, assuming many different forms, are defiling mankind, and shall lead them astray into sacrificing to demons as gods. And the whole order of the stars shall be concealed from the sinners. And the thoughts of those on the earth shall err concerning them, and they shall be altered from all their ways. Yea, they shall err, and take them to be gods. But it is chapter 21 where the text removes all ambiguity. This is where Enoch sees them, and where the text tells us exactly what they are. And I proceeded to where things were chaotic, and I saw there something horrible. I saw neither a heaven above nor a firmly founded earth, but a place chaotic and horrible. And there I saw 7 stars of the heaven bound together in it like great mountains and burning with fire. Then I said, For what sin are they bound? And on what account have they been cast in hither? Then said Uriel, one of the holy angels, who was with me, and was chief over them, Enoch, why dost thou ask, and why art thou eager for the truth? These are of the number of the stars of heaven, which have transgressed the commandment of the Lord, and are bound here till 10,000 years, the time entailed by their sins, are consummated. And from thence I went to another place, which was still more horrible than the former, and I saw a horrible thing, a great fire there which burnt and blazed, and the place was cleft as far as the abyss, being full of great descending columns of fire. Then I said, How fearful is the place, and how terrible to look upon! Then Uriel answered me, Enoch, why hast thou such fear and affright? And I answered, Because of this fearful place, and because of the spectacle of the pain. And he said unto me, This place is the prison of the angels, and here they will be imprisoned forever. And there it is. The text itself tells us, not interpretation, not reading between the lines. The text says it plainly. These beings, the ones being punished, the ones who transgressed the order of the heavens, the ones who defiled the daughters of men, they are stars. Uriel calls them stars. The text calls them stars. Now, what is a star? In the ancient world, the wandering stars were the planets. That is what the word play mean. It comes from the Greek planets, wandering star. The distinction we make today between a star and a planet did not exist in the same way for the people of Enoch's time. The lights that moved through the heavens were stars. Some wandered. Those were the planets. And those are the ones being named here. The text is not being imprecise. The text is being exact, in the language of its own time. And in that language, it is telling us exactly who the watchers are.